Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hey there, this is Amber Betts with the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. And today I'm so excited to be here with Jimmy of Farrell. He's the founder and owner. Thanks for being here, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So tell us about Farrell and what you guys do.
Yeah, so Farrell, we started back in 2016 as a local neighborhood outdoor gear shop in the Berkeley neighborhood of Denver. We've been there for 8 years. We moved into a larger building on Tennyson Street in 2018, and since then have started buying and selling used gear. We rent gear. We also do gear repair, and we're one of the only a handful of outdoor gear shops throughout the country that does all of those things in one shop.
Amazing. So tell the listeners kind of your backstory, how you started the business, why you got into it, that sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah. So I had a corporate gig for about 10 years with Toys R Us and Babies R Us through various roles. And I'd always been an outdoor junkie. I'd always been really passionate about getting people outside. And I had grown a little discontent with the corporate culture and knew I wanted to try out some of my own ideas and see if it, everybody thinks they've got good ideas in a corporate culture, but sometimes you just have to strike out and actually put them to the test. And that Farrell was kind of the brainchild and coalescence of my professional experience in retail, but my personal passion of getting people outside.
Love that. So tell us why your customers, why did they choose you? I mean, there's other options. You mentioned you are one of the few that do all those things, but what else kind of sets you apart or what you do different?
Yeah, I think what we're primarily known for is we have the largest selection of used outdoor goods in Denver. I'm sure most customers, if they were sharing us with one of their friends or family members, that's what they would share. But we have a lot of community engagement. We do a lot of different things with the community. We also, like we mentioned, do gear repair, which is kind of a lost art. When it's in 2024 and it's so cheap to manufacture things, it's often very difficult to find the cost benefit of repairing those things.
Sure.
So a lot of people come to us for that. We are the go-to gear repair spot in Colorado. But also, I think we work really hard to try to create a welcoming environment and a fun environment. We don't take ourselves too seriously. And I think a lot of people have connected with that.
I love that. So tell the listeners, do you have any news, specials, updates, anything you want to share that's on the horizon?
Yeah, we're always what I call in the lab. That's one thing that's a little different about us is that we kind of wake up every morning thinking about different things that we can to improve our business. One project that we're working on right now is what we have affectionately referred to as Farrell Trash Labs. And what that is kind of the combination of our gear repair program with our used program. So we historically buy a lot of used sleeping pads, and unfortunately a lot of those tend to be defective. We've all experienced defective sleep. You've spent any time camping, you've experienced a defective sleeping pad. And we were accumulating hundreds of defective sleeping pads, and we couldn't get ourselves to throw them in the dumpster. It didn't make any sense. And Maddie and Aaron and our gear repair team cooked up the idea to repurpose all of that material into new items and new products. So we're developing actually and hand sewing these items in our shop. Right now we're doing totes and some koozies, and we just relaunched that. And it's been received very well by the community, and we're really excited to do that. And now we're actually working with a major outdoor brand to help them manage their waste flow. And they're going to start sending all of their defective sleeping pads to us for reclamation into new products. So that's something we're really excited about.
That's really interesting. I know a lot of our listeners are super environmentally conscious, so that's really great to hear. Love that. So you mentioned being involved with the community. Tell us more about that and how you get involved and give back.
Sure. Yeah, we host a lot of events. I think the way I think about it, the lens through which I view it is we're here to serve the community in whatever way the community needs us to serve them. I call that renewing our social license to operate. And, that's what's changed our business a lot. We used to not sell used gear until 2018. We used to not repair things until 2021. And those were in response to what our community said they needed. So I think our first responsibility always to our community is to serve them through our business in the way that best suits them. We also host a lot of events and different community activations. We're a neighborhood shop first. We have grown. We do now have a location in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but both of those shops kind of operate independently as neighborhood shops first. But I would say most of what we do with the community is through events and engagements and activations.
Got it. Awesome. So I'm sure you stay busy as the business owner. And you mentioned outdoors as a passion, but tell us, what are you doing outside of work? What's for fun? Specifically, what's your favorite outdoor activities?
Yeah, one of the unintended consequences of owning a business is that oftentimes it is difficult to find that time. I spend less time outdoors than I did before I started Farrell, admittedly, but I'm a trail runner by default. I used to really do a lot of backpacking, a little bit of climbing, used to do triathlons, but now when I have time outdoors, it's almost exclusively on a trail run.
Got it. Sounds good. Awesome. So that kind of wraps it up. Any last words, messages, anything we missed?
No, not at all. I'm very grateful for the time, and if anyone hasn't checked us out before, we'd love to see you in the shop.
Awesome. So then tell the listeners your location, website, all the socials, best ways to reach you.
Yeah, so in Denver, we're on Tennyson Street, basically 39th and Tennyson Street, in the old historic Fletcher Hinton building that we're really proud to be a part of. Our website is livefarrell.com. And we can be found on every social media outlet that's worth considering through some version of Farrell Denver. Usually is our username throughout most of them.
Perfect. All right, Jimmy. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Have a good day, and thanks for the listeners.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.